Hello there, everyone. Welcome to the stream test. Tomorrow I go live. This is Quantum Recall stream test. Want to know more about Quantum Recall? Go to quantumrecall.tv. I am your host, Paul Saurini. And now, I take my name doing this. I take my name and I put my face out there because I was hiding before, but there will be no more hiding. I will only do what I will do. It's been a very long time since now I'm hearing something cut out. It might just be the channel on this thing on my ears. Maybe it's low battery. Doesn't say low battery. I've been testing this thing relentlessly. And, I'm not really saying anything yet. I'm just testing this. I'm not playing all the special bumpers I have and all the special video clips I have tonight. I'm just testing the stream. So this is going out to X right now on my handle Quantum Recall. And it's going out to my handle on Rumble too. So those are the two sites where I'm going to be streaming live because I just have this strong feeling I'll be streaming live on YouTube someday. And YouTube will be like, da, da, da. We're cutting your stream because of copyright or because you said something mean. Something inverted in reality, which I'm actually right. Nice person, good person. But YouTube, the algorithm is like, we invert reality here because we are on board with managed decline. And you're a bad person, Paul. Bad. Bad, Paul, bad. But I'm not. Actually, as a matter of fact, I just think if you're truthful, if you're on the side of truth, you will invariably have these mediums holding it against you when you speak the truth. And I feel like I speak the truth. I'm not saying I'm the world's greatest person by any stretch of the imagination. Let's go a little more rock star here. This was the intent because do you see that video right there? This is kind of the look I was going for when I generated this in AI. And some people might say, you made it with the AI? The AI? That is very lazy of you, sir. Why you make it with the AI? Well, because I get a different creative result. I've created something here that is completely different than I've done before. Of course, there's the name change, but AI, in the course of the last year, has gone bananas with the novel things that you can do with it. And boy, have I been like enjoying myself trying to do stuff with it. I've made some skits, not all of which that I will play here. They're rough. Like it's really hard to talk to AI, to tell it what to do, to tell it what you want. I'm even interacting with Grok. I go to Grok where you can just talk to it. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to generate this video. I want it to stop zooming in and zooming out. I just want it to freeze. I want it to be like static camera movement. Don't move. Don't zoom in and out. And it still zooms in and out. And it's really amazingly frustrating. And so it gives you all these explicit ways to tell it, here's what you need to tell it if you want it to stop doing that. And so I do it again and I do it again. And dozens and dozens of times I try it and it doesn't work. And then they say, and then Grok says, hey, you've reached your allotment for the day, sir. You'll have to begin again tomorrow. And then I'm like, oh, all right. I mean, sometimes it produces something extraordinary. And sometimes, honestly, because it's kind of like using gasoline. You go and buy a gallon of gasoline, you drive around, you only get so many miles. Well, I think they want you to burn your miles on the simpler tier to use AI on Grok so that you go and pay for the Super Grok package. They were like, the other day, they were like, you're done. We will give you a deal to upgrade to Super Grok, the Super Duper Grok, the best one, for $99 a month. I was like, maybe I should do that. And then I read it again and it was like $99 a month for 3 months. Then it goes up to $300 a month. That could be a car payment, yo. That's a lot. That's really a lot. It's a tremendous amount of money to spend. And so my question I should ask Grok is, when I upgrade to that tier, do I get like unlimited video generations? Is it faster? Because sometimes I can't stand sitting around waiting for it. I'm so spoiled. I want it now. I want it now. And so I also want to be able to generate 1080 HP or maybe 4K. Right now, it only goes up to 720. What you're seeing that I have generated in the eyes where you're gazing upon me now, these are all 720p. No. When I mix down the clips in Final Cut Pro, it's 1080p, but the original files that went into this are 720p, which is pretty good. Like, because it's on a screen and you don't need it to be 4K on here. You're not going to notice right now when I'm streaming at 1080 that this is 4K. I don't think you're going to see much in the way of the additional resolution. But I have gone, for months, I've been doing special stuff here. I have a custom intro that I made that is not all AI. Yeah, I use some AI in some things here. Most definitely, I'm using AI as a creative tool. I feel like I can be more expressive like this because before I was going to a site where there were pre-made video clips and I was sifting through this long list of video clips to see, do I like this? Do I like that? And I was not finding something that felt personally like, well, this is me up here on this wall right now. You see that? This is me. And there's a lot that's personal in there. There's a lot that's symbolic in there. And I created it with my own artistic motives. And so some people have this negative view of AI. I only used it as a tool. I'm not using it to make a movie. It's just like creating decorations for me. You tell me how and where. I mean, that's a real shot back there on this green screen, where that's a train yard in Denver down by Mile High Comics. And that's where I filmed that footage that I put behind myself, where I'm walking on a green screen here. There's no AI used right here in this little clip you're seeing right there. Oh, now there is. That's totally AI. That's not on a green screen, and I did not fly. But the whole theme of this now is come fly with me. And whatever I do to self-glorify myself, I don't take it that seriously. I'm not so great. It's a goof on one hand, but on the other hand, am I overcompensating? Some might see it and say I'm overcompensating, but truthfully, what I'm really doing here is breaking my back to do something special. Production matters to me, and a lot of people online get a lot of followers, because they go on their phone and film themselves with the front-facing camera with no good microphone, and they have good ideas, and that's fantastic that the algorithm picks out people who have good ideas. I do think good ideas should thrive and get out there and get exposure. But here, I go out of my way to produce something that is like a visual spectacle. And I realized many years ago that's what I want to do, that I want to be vastly overboard and overproduced. And I'm still going to be doing the same little show from the front room, QR Dizzle. That was my warm-up show. It's a much easier thing to just jump on and do. This one is so much more involved production-wise. There are so many more things I could forget here that it can be quite maddening, seriously maddening. But look at it. It's like, here's a new little twist up here. What? Oh, my thing. Yes, it's moving all right. See that? I got that on a camera slider. Hello there. I've always wanted that treatment. I've always wanted that effect. And by golly, last month I was just like, okay, I'm going to start doing my show again. I can't believe how I jumped through the hoops to do that. I built a whole shelf up there to accommodate this camera slider. I bought an expensive cable and ran it around the whole room very carefully. And it had to be a very special cable because it's not a normal USB cable. It's like this optical one that is more robust, and it delivers the data from one point to another better. And so it's very involved and very, very fun when you see the final product. I mean, there's a lot of color here. There's a lot of intent. And over here, I keep dreaming about putting a TV here, but vertically. And I don't know if I'm going to do that just yet. I'm going to wait on that. And then since I'm into the pinball now, I want to put a vertical pinball game or a mix video of playing pinball there vertically so that when I go like that, you'll see on that screen pinball being played. Because that's one of the things I've been doing in my time off. Last June, I started playing pinball obsessively all the time, every day. And I also started going to play in tournaments. And last summer, I was sucking really bad. But over the course of the year, I was having times where I didn't miss a single day. I would go 2 or 3 hours a day and play pinball for 2 or 3 hours and practice and watch tutorials on YouTube and bust my butt to do something very unique and special. And I think I did. I think it was definitely a year of growth with that skill, and I've certainly performed well in some tournaments and had good showings. However, I'm still not good enough to be where I want to be with it, and so once I get this show rolling and I'm like into the flow of it, I'm going to start to bring some content in from that. I wanted on my first show tomorrow to have a featurette from a tournament a couple weeks ago, but I screwed that up, and I didn't like beat myself up too badly. I didn't realize this scenario that changed with the schedule of a tournament that I was going to film clips with and just kind of document my experience doing that and then play it during a break tomorrow. That didn't pan out because I need to check the schedule of the tournaments. And sometimes, just only a couple times in the past year, I'm like, oh yeah, that tournament is this day, but I didn't check the schedule, and something had changed, and it got all upside down. Like doing it though, I quite enjoy it, and I'm going to continue doing it. Like I'm determined to become much better at that, and I have this idea. I'm converging with reading comic books and doing reviews for content creation, playing pinball, documenting that experience, and documenting tutorials, talking about my growth with the sport and the skills you have to acquire to be good at it, which I've learned a lot about. How to build celebrity with it, quite frankly, too, because I think there's room in the arena of pinball to develop celebrity, and certainly some people have developed some celebrity and notoriety in that field, and some people are so freakishly good that it's amazing, and I don't resent them when they're there at all. I want to see them play. When I see talented people doing what they're doing, I pick up on it. I get better from watching people every time I go, even if I play poorly, if there's one tiny little thing I pick up on a machine where it's like, oh, if you do this, you do that, you achieve this and that, and I learn one little thing, one little additional thing to add to the repertoire of all the machines I'm trying to learn, you get better. I get better. I know I do. And then I feel better about myself. Every single little step I take additionally to improve what I'm doing, looking at the things I'm doing, like to make my production better. I'm always feeling good about what I'm doing when I'm improving my production. And over here, I'll always be switching this out. The E is for my kid. The Aussie is in honor of Ozzy passing away last summer. That was hard on me. That was very sad. That happened after I stopped doing the last time I did my episode of Copy Who, the last one, weeks later, Ozzy Osbourne passed away after the Back to the Beginning concert that they had in Birmingham, England. And I was very upset by that. I haven't been devastated by the passing of many celebrities, but that was a big one for me. You could say certainly that he was an influence in my life. And so it's just been a long year. It's been a long year. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about stuff like I have some videos I put aside to do commentary on. I want to go through in the beginning of the show the trajectory of my life in terms of identity, in terms of how I've evolved since I was around 19 years old. I want to start maybe 19. I could start at 16 too, because it was unique what happened to me starting at 16 to stimulate personal growth, overcoming, friends coming and going for various reasons, learning that I can do things in life that I didn't have the confidence or the realization when I was younger that I could do certain things. That was always such an amazing thing to figure out. I can do something special. Of course, that's like music is what I'm thinking. But more recently this spring, I started illustrating. like with a pen and a paper and drawing and reading art books and watching art tutorials and then like boldly trying to draw these pictures where before I would have been like, I can't do that. And then doing it and realizing, wow, I'm much more capable than I realized. And this is like, I'm not sitting here merely bragging. I'm saying this may be true of all of you, that it's not the art of war, it's the war of art. It's overcoming in yourself these insecurities you have and these feelings like you can't do it when you certainly can. You just don't realize you can, and you have to try. And so the interesting thing about beginning drawing this spring was because I realized this is something I can do. This is a skill I can develop. And before, I would have been like, oh no, I can't do that. That's like the special people that do that. And that's how I felt about music when I was younger. Then I went on to learn music and get good at music. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that very much because that's going to be like my subject matter for the show tomorrow. I have a whole journey and trajectory creatively that led me here. And so it's partly what I want to talk about in the intro of the show. And if people don't like it, whatever, but this is innately philosophical here. This is like very much what I want to do is just express me, my thoughts about life, my ideas about the truth in the world. And sometimes it is going to get dark and sometimes it's going to be truthful. I want to show myself personally in a lot of ways. Life is like changing fast and society is insane and I'm worried about it. But I will express some of these things tomorrow. But in the meanwhile, if you happen to tune into this before tomorrow and you enjoy it, you can check out quantumrecall.tv. You can check out the 5 episodes of QR Dizzle that I've done, which is a simpler production, but I get into a similar mindset where I'm being silly and enjoying myself. And believe it or not, I'm going to set up a third studio in my house with a different environment where I'm probably going to do more kind of comic book related talk and stuff because I'm approaching content creation in a few different veins now. But this is the epicenter. This is the, what do I like to call it? The flagship, my peoples. It's Quantum Recall. I'm your host, Paul Saurini, and I'm going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's date is June 25th, and I'm going to be doing a show for an hour and a half, and the mix is going to be hard. I have to get back in the swing of this. It's not easy. Believe it or not, I forgot a lot of it. And quantumrecall.tv. Tomorrow, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. Is that okay for you? That's 2:30 in New York. It's 11:30 in California. It's Central Time. Central Time, it's 1:30. So whatever. Just join me. Some of you join me. Help me build a community here. Show your friends. Tell your friends. I do want to build a community here still. My goal is, but I am also still going to be a solitary person, but I have been getting out there more. I got back to the kava bar a few times this past few weeks, and people are like, "Oh, what? You're here? Who?" And part of the original crew has disseminated, and that's the story. People come and go in life. People go. And I love you people nonetheless, but I'm still around. All right, so this is quantumrecall.tv. I'm coming back tomorrow to do a full show. I'm going through the whole rigmarole. And I think that's the first time in my whole life I actually used the word rigmarole, so bear with me. All right, everyone, I'm going to say to you right now, peace be with you. Tomorrow, 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. 12:30 Mountain Standard Time right here on Rumble, right here, streaming live on X. Quantum Recall is my handle. Follow, tell your friends, help me grow, help me blow up so that I can put all kinds of important thoughts and ideas out there. Peace.